Thanks for supporting the channel by clicking the links in the description box. And thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And now let's get into this podversation.
But I'm missing that affection, I'm missing that genuine love, I'm missing that friendship from my partner. You know, it's more of a partnership rather than a marriage, for me anyways. And that is what I've been struggling with. And it really does suck because everything else is so great in our marriage, but it's just like, you know, when we first got together, he messaged me on Facebook wanting to start a group of influencers who uplift and support each other, right? And I fell in love with him believing in me when nobody else believed in me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I fell in love with. And from there, I just, you know, went with it because we were in grind mode, like, you know, like, what dreams can we fulfill? Like, oh my gosh, we're dream chasing together. And then a baby pops up.
Hey guys, let's have a quick conversation, and we're going to talk about separation, divorce, and just kind of that in between, and why sometimes you may have made the wrong decision and you never should have even got married in the first place. And we are going to be talking about Latoya Ali, who goes by the name Latoya Forever on YouTube, and she is it's not official, but it's been spoken about her possibly being a new Real Housewife of Atlanta, which is kind of weird because she actually lives in Canada. She is Canadian, Trinidadian, and she is married to Adam Ali. I don't know a whole lot about their backstory, but I know what she shared recently, and I just want to talk about that because you guys know who have, you know, listened to these episodes that I go by what is shared by that individual. I don't go by rumors or, you know, it's just some sideline reports, and I'm basing this off of what she has shared in her own video from her own lips, and just talking about why they should have not even made the decision to get married in the first place. And with this upcoming possibility of her being a peach holder on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, is this just a storyline? Is this really real? And I don't even mean so much them going through a separation and possibly getting divorced, getting the marriage dissolved, but her being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, why? Especially with what's going on right now. Okay, so I played a clip of what she shared. I didn't play the entire video. I just wanted to share a clip because that's what I really wanted to talk about. And she basically said that this was someone that she fell in love with, in my opinion, for the wrong reasons. No, you shouldn't fall in love with someone just based on their looks, but also it shouldn't be just based on this person made me feel better than anybody else, because in a way it's not, I don't want to say it's not genuine, but you are pretty much saying nobody else believed in me, you believed in me, so I want to devote my life to you. if that's a great decision for getting into a marriage with someone. It should be based on so many other factors. And yeah, she may not have shared every single situation and factor as to why she chose to get married to this person in this video, because I mean, it was like a video that was less than 10 minutes long. So I get it. You're probably not going to be able to get into every topic or every reason as to why you chose to get married to this individual. But what stood out to me was that she said, we got pregnant and we wanted to do the right thing. So we got engaged and we got married and we bought a house. See, that's the thing. It's the pressures of society where you feel like, okay, we did some things. We were not in a marriage. I wound up getting pregnant. So let's make it right. Let's just now go ahead and get married. I don't believe that you should be having babies out of wedlock and, with every single person and not getting, not having a baby in a marriage. Of course, I'm not saying that, but I also don't believe that you should be getting married to somebody just because you had a baby with them, just because you're pregnant and this is the person who impregnated you. Now we have to get married. I get it. They used to do the shotgun wedding thing back in the day, and some people may still do that. But I do believe in the institution of marriage. So I'm not one of those people that's going to say they shouldn't have got married and married and marriage isn't a good thing. I do believe in marriage. I've been married for 22 years now as we speak. And I don't even proclaim to be a marriage expert. I don't believe anybody is a marriage expert, because you're getting married to somebody who is not you. Even if you have a lot in common with another person and you get married to them, you're marrying another individual, and that person has their own brain, they have their own thoughts, they have their own mind, they have their own heart, their own spirit, their own ideas, their own way of thinking about things. You're not going to be 100% on the same page all the time. You're going to go through the ups and downs. You're going to go through the trials and the tribulations. And marriage is hard work. It is effort. It is labor. It's why a lot of people really don't want to get married. But also, I don't believe in sharing your marriage and sharing your relationship with everybody else, especially on social media. And that's one of the things that I refuse to do. I just won't do it. I'm not sure, and I won't say that them being on social media together contributed to the demise of the relationship, because she shared that she didn't feel that love and that affection. He wasn't affectionate towards her and those different things. You need that. Men need it too. I mean, your significant other, they need that from you as well. It's not just you receiving it, it's also you giving it to them. And sometimes we go through phases in life where we're just like so busy, we're just tired, we're just burnt out. It's not that there's somebody else, it's just that it's like, I don't really feel like being bothered. And I must admit, I've been guilty of that at times, because it's like, I am so busy in my business. I'm dealing in the brick and mortar world. I don't deal so much with the online world and business. I do have the online businesses, but I have a lot of time spent in my brick and mortar business, and I'm talking a lot with clients and staff and team members and all of that stuff. So sometimes when I get home, I'm just like, I just want to be mute. I don't feel like talking to anyone. Just leave me alone. And it could be that because they had this business together where they were operating the YouTube channels. He had his own YouTube channel. She has her own. They have the family thing going on. And pretty much everything that they're doing with their life has become a business. And that can be very tough. I don't know what that life is like. I wouldn't choose it. I wouldn't do it, but a lot of people have done it. Some people are, they're dealing with it, but I know that it cannot be easy, especially when you have little children. It's one thing when it's just the two of you, it's a lot. But when you bring a child or children into that mix as well, it is a lot.
What is going on here?
Are you not gonna say hi? So what'd you call me for?
Can you find out from Aaliyah when that toy gonna come?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask her when that toy gonna come. That's all you call me for?
Mm-hmm.
So why didn't you just come downstairs?
I tried to call you and you hanged up on me.
I hung up on you?
I guess you're on this live stream.
What cologne do you have on? You smell good.
What's going on here?
I'm just saying that you smell good. What?
This is stupid.
Should we do therapy on live?
Y'all, this is kind of weird.
Tell them why.
Why? You tell them.
Why is it weird?
You growing a beard. You stressing out.
I'm stressed.
You got a mustache.
Yeah, I do.
Damn.
Mess around and grow it out. Be thicker than yours, honey.
This is awkward. Why do you have me on here?
Is it awkward?
Hell yeah, it is.
Why?
At the end of the day, they know the truth.
What's the truth?
They know the truth. You can't fake energy.
You can't fake it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They know who the problem maker. They know who the trigger point. They know. Facts.
All right. But what they do know is you're not affectionate. In all the vlogs, you don't show me love, right? And the only time you ever want to romance me is when the children are involved. When's the last time you romanced me?
What?
Okay, the only romantic thing that you did for me.
This is not the platform for this.
The only romantic
What
thing
is the point of all of this?
Yeah, the only time you were ever romantic for me is the gender reveal for Aya. So what other romantic things have you done?
Do you really want me to put your place in front of how many people in here? 2,500?
Sure. Sure.
Let me tell you something, man.
I take accountability.
Woke men don't leave good women. That's all I have to say.
Woke men don't leave good women?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a good woman.
You're not. You missed the whole point there.
No, I am a good woman because you don't want to leave. So, do you want to explain?
See them eyeballs coming out? Huh. I don't need to explain nothing.
What does it mean?
The world knows. You can front all you want for these people. They know what's going on up in here.
What's going on?
They know. You can act a dumb, go on live stream, catch me by surprise. You know it like I know. You know what's going on. So
what's going on?
Don't play dumb with me. I don't do these fake shit. You know
I'm not
this.
doing fake shit. See, we need to have some kind of understanding, some kind of relationship, although we are going our separate ways. I think that we should be able to.
But this is not the way. Like you're coming to me out of nowhere.
I just told you to say hi.
No, you asking questions and shit.
Should I leave?
With your phone, yeah.
All right. Say bye.
You see, they're like, this is not the place for this. It's not.
It's not.
The problem is you are stuck in a bubble. You don't know what's reality and what's this.
How do you figure that?
It's facts.
No, it's not at all. I'm having a conversation with my people. You called me. I came upstairs. I asked you if you want to say hi. So what's the problem? At the end of the day, we still live under the same house, same roof. So what's the issue? Everyone say bye to Adam.
This is not the stage for this.
Okay, and then now they're in this space of being separated. I believe in separation. I also do believe that more marriages may be in a place where they can be resolved. Issues can be resolved. You can come to a place of agreement and trying to move forward with each other if you have times of separation, because when you are constantly around each other, then it can cause you to be in a place where it's like, I don't want to be with you anymore. And it's really that you just need a time to be apart from each other. It's not so much you need to be apart forever. No pun intended with the forever word. But, you know, right now we're also talking about Cardi B and Offset getting a divorce. We don't know what's going to come of that, but we also don't know what are her true reasons behind her filing for divorce. There's a number of speculations out there and some rumors out there as well, but we really don't know unless you have spoken with her personally. And here's another thing too, what I'll say. even if you spoke with her personally and she shared with you what it is, you still don't really know what it is because she's just letting you know what it is. But you weren't in the house, you weren't in the relationship, you weren't in the places that they are together. So you can't even say that that's the truth. It's just what she's choosing to share with you, especially if, let's, say, for example, she's speaking to somebody who may be somebody who reports on celebrity news and gossip. Do you really think she wants to tell you everything, knowing that that's what you do? And, it's just a thought. I'm just saying. But I digress. With this situation with Cardi B and Offset, maybe they have been separated for some time and we just haven't really known that. She didn't share it with anyone publicly. And now she's filing for the divorce. So they may have already been separated and she just decided, you know what? I just can't do this anymore. We just need to go our separate ways. And then it also may be possible they haven't been truly separated and she made a knee-jerk reaction by filing the petition for the dissolution of the marriage, and they may not go forward with it, or they may. We shall see. But they're staying, Latoya and her husband Autumn are staying in the same home. I don't really know what that's like. That's got to be a tough one. Even if you have a huge home, that's got to be a tough one. And I believe that if you're going to be truly separated, you need to be in separate residences, even if you have a huge home together. Somebody needs to leave. And if it's not him, then maybe it should be her. If it's not her, maybe it should be him. But I just believe that you have to be in two separate places and not, even if you have kids, making some type of arrangements where they can pick up the kids and spend time with the kids, the children, but you're not really having to deal with each other because you're taking this time to truly get guidance, get counseling, reflect, see if this is something that you can move forward in, if you really want to make this work and you want to work it out. I just believe that sometimes marriage is given a bad name because you have people who are immature that get into a marriage. It's not so much about the age, because age does not equal maturity. It doesn't. And so with all of those things, being said, it can become very awkward when you are in the same home and you're supposedly separated. I believe they need to be in separate residences, and they got the money to do it. I mean, they do. And I've been there before, many, many years ago. And it wasn't because of an infidelity situation or anything like that. It was just, we just need to decide if this is what we really want to continue to do with our lives. So it wasn't easy and we didn't have a lot of money, but we separated. And I said, let's just be separated and let's see if this is what we're going to do. But I wasn't constantly communicating with him, and we weren't in the same household, and we weren't acting like we were still having this regular marriage relationship. We were still married, but it just wasn't what we were doing. We were trying to figure out what was we going to do. And I knew what I wanted, but I was giving him the opportunity to, if you want to continue to just hang out with your friends and your buddies and your homeboys and your brothers and whatever, and not saying that you can't do that when you're married, but sometimes people can be excessive about it, and then it's just like it's too much, amongst other things. And we decided that this was what we wanted, or he made the decision that, yeah, I want my marriage, I want my wife, I want my family, I want to be with you. So we decided to move forward and make it work. That was a long time ago. And 22 years later in marriage, not counting the years before that, it's still a marriage. I don't know that it had anything to do with the influences of other people, because sometimes when you have friends who are single, especially sometimes with men, I'm not saying women aren't like this, but sometimes with men, when you have single friends, they don't want you to be married. They don't want you to be what's called, quote unquote, tied down. And it's like crazy, but it happens. So sometimes you just have that peer pressure of trying to live single but be married, and you can't do both. You can't. You can have single friends, but you can't do all the things that single friends do, which is hang out all night long when you have a spouse, waiting at home for you. And then, yeah, you have to have the affection, the showing of the love and caressing and affection and all that stuff. It has to be there. It has to be genuine. And Latoya said it became more like a business relationship versus a marriage. And that's the other thing too. And I've spoken about this in another video where I talked about multiple streams of income. I'm of the belief, I'm not saying it doesn't work for some people. Obviously it does, because there's some people that are doing it. But for me, I would not want to be in business with my spouse, because I believe that the marriage alone is already a business. I don't want to have multiple businesses with my spouse. I can have multiple streams of revenue. That person could have multiple streams of revenue, and it's all coming to our household. But I couldn't be in a business with my husband. It's just too much. And with them creating their lifestyle as a business in terms of sharing their lives with all the world to see who chooses to subscribe and watch it. I never did, but for those who chose to subscribe and watch it, that is a lot. And they created this mega business where she has millions of followers, he has a lot of followers, to the point where now she's gotten recognized to be a possible peach holder on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, so that says a lot. But again, I'm saying that I believe she's genuine, but I'm hoping that, even though I don't want anybody to go through difficult times in their relationship, I know that is hard. I'm hoping that this is real and it's not just a storyline for a reality show, because we already know with these reality shows you have to have a storyline. You do, or it just doesn't really work. But with all of those things being said, it sounds like they probably shouldn't have ever gotten married. They should have just done the YouTube thing, did the influencer thing, supported each other in those avenues. And hey, if it wound up with them having this child together and it just happened to be that way, okay, fine. But it just sounds like they tried to make it work, and it's hard to do that. It can work out if you work really hard at it, but sometimes when people do that, it is at the sacrifice of their sanity and their joy and happiness, because they're trying to, quote unquote, make it work. And what I mean by make it work is to give the perception to the public that they're actually in a happy marriage, when they both know and realize that they're really not. Even if one of them really realizes that, no, we're really not happy. This is just not really a good thing that we're in, but it is what it is, and they're just gonna flow through it. I don't think anybody should have to do that either. But sometimes we lose ourselves a little bit, especially when we become, I don't want to say we, but I'm just talking about people. Sometimes when people grow in terms of numbers, with people who follow them and people who aspire to be like them or look up to them or become a fan or a follower, it can get to the heads of people, and sometimes they kind of forget how it all started. So that is a possibility as well. But I just believe from what she shared, just those few lines of, he reached out to me, we were working together, we were making this thing work, it was working out, he believed in me, he supported me like nobody else, and when nobody else did, and then I wound up getting pregnant, and we decided to make it work and get married and buy a house and do the right thing. You can't make a right out of a wrong. You can't. I'm not saying that people who have a baby out of marriage can't wind up getting married and making it work. I don't want to say making it work, but getting married later and it works out. Not making it work, but it works out. You just happen to have the horse before the cart. They say you can't put the cart before the horse. You just happen to have the horse before the cart, and it ended up connecting, and you're able to get to where you need to get to. It happens. I got married when I was a teenager, and I didn't get married when I was a teenager. Scratch that. I got pregnant when I was a teenager. But I got married when my son was many years later older. He was 4 years old when we got married, and we didn't do it because we felt like we were supposed to. We were still in a relationship and we wanted to do this, and we loved each other, and that's what it is. So when you're like, let's just go ahead and do this because it's the right thing to do, a lot of times it's just based off of a sacrifice of, I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do because something happened that probably shouldn't have happened when it happened, so let's just go ahead and do this. And that shouldn't be the way it should be. The shotgun marriage thing, it happens a lot. It has happened a lot. People have stayed together a lot, but a lot of those situations and relationships, or I should say situationships, it stayed as a union based on a sacrifice of joy and happiness, and you should want to be in a loving, healthy relationship. And seeing these two speaking the way that they were speaking to each other, again, could be a put on for the camera. I don't really know. It seems pretty genuine. It just seems like there's no real connection there. I don't know. But we shall see, I guess, what they continue to reveal. And we already know how these reality shows work. If she's going to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, now they always have to have some things that are showing up on social media that's going to get people interested, that's going to lead up to the show and get more people to tune in and watch. But we shall see. So you guys let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section. And thanks so much for checking out this episode of The Podversation. And don't forget to like, subscribe. Thank you for your comments and share.